What is up, everybody? Back again with another basketball review video, and today you see it, it's the Wilson EVO NXT basketball, the brightest basketball on the market. And for me personally, I have been the most curious about this basketball because you don't see it that often out here in Washington. Everyone is still hooping with the Wilson Evolution or a Nike Elite Championship. So I got my hands on this basketball. I just needed to know for my own self, what is all the fuss about, and is it actually better than the Wilson Evolution? But first, for all you Instagram and TikTok babies who don't have an attention span longer than 60 seconds, here comes that 60-second review. The Wilson EVO NXT is a lot lighter than the Wilson Evolution. Some of you complain about the weight of the Evolution. You're not going to have that problem with the NXT. The NXT is lightweight, but it still feels, when you hold it, like a Wilson Evolution. The difference is that when you shoot it, it's going to travel like a Nike Elite Championship. It's going to sail a little bit. So for all you shooters with a low arc, beware. This basketball is not going to be your friend. For all of you who have a high arc and the ball tends to shoot up and drop down like a falling star, this basketball is going to bounce friendlier off of the rim just because, for whatever reason, it's just softer. It's just a really soft, nice basketball. The feel on your fingers, it's real grippy whether your hands are dry. It gets even grippier when your hands are wet, so you're going to have a lot of control whether you're handling the ball or trying to finish around the rim. But for all of you who want to know just a little bit more, need some more B-roll, need a little bit more details on the basketball, let's get into it. I've been wanting to use this basketball for a while, so I'm not going to bore you with too many details of how I got it. I got it at Mercari. I managed to find the basketball and get it for about the same price that it costs retail, but I got it with shipping included. So it's kind of a win. I guess I saved maybe 10, 12 bucks, right? Either way, it's a nice save. I got the basketball and I was pleasantly surprised by the weight. I was anticipating a basketball that was super, super lightweight, similar to maybe like the Spalding TF series. A lot of comments, or at least the reviews on the website and just reviews that I've seen in the past, have said that this basketball is almost too lightweight. It's almost too light, and it makes it difficult to shoot, and it makes it difficult to dribble and handle the ball properly. There's not a lot of consistency with it. I don't know. I think that this basketball is pretty consistent. Once you've figured out how to shoot and handle this basketball, it's actually very similar to a Wilson Evolution as far as, you know, the travel of the shot, the return on the second dribble, or the bounce back after the first dribble. I think it's fairly consistent. Now, what I will say is that this basketball is better for shooting than it is for handling. I don't know if it's because of the super soft core technology that they updated with this basketball, so that it's just a softer, kind of squishier basketball, but the bounce back isn't as quick as the return. The ball is going to come back, but it almost seems like, you know, you're kind of bouncing a bowling ball on a mattress. There's going to be some return on it, but it's just not going to be as much of a return as you would anticipate when you throw it down. But when I was shooting this basketball, let me tell you, I hit 7 out of 7 from 3. I didn't change anything as far as my form, my arc, nothing. I had the same result. So for all you shooters, especially all you shooters that are getting ready to go from high school to college, the NCAA is now using the EVO NXT. So for all you shooters out there, this one is for you. Now, for those of you who are primarily ball handlers, you'll enjoy the basketball because it's real grippy. You'll be able to handle it fairly well. Passing didn't seem too difficult. Didn't really feel like it slipped out of your hands a whole lot. The touch and texture is very similar to the older Wilson Solution, kind of that grainy, rough kind of feel. I could see this basketball over time kind of reaching that level. But overall, it's a really good basketball. Now, if I could compare it to any basketball that I've had in the past, The only basketball that I could honestly compare it to as far as similarity with play, shooting, dribbling, all that, Wilson makes, I think it's a replica basketball, but it's a basketball that the American Basketball Association, the ABA, uses. I played in the ABA for 2 years, a few years back, and we played with that red, white, and blue basketball, and I have never played with a basketball quite like that one before. It took a long time to get used to it because it has raised panels, so the shooting is a little tough. The dribbling isn't real consistent because even though it's soft to the touch, it was still kind of a hard basketball. So it was real difficult to kind of understand where the ball was going to bounce whenever you were trying to do a dribble move. But what I can say is that once you figured out the right bounce, where you need to position your hands, at least for you, to knock down the shot consistently, the ball felt really nice. And this basketball, quite honestly, felt very similar to that one. Lightweight, raised panels, traveled like almost like a tennis ball in the air. It kind of floats and sails a little bit, which is something that you have to get used to. But overall, I think it's a solid basketball. If you have the opportunity to get this basketball as opposed to maybe the traditional Wilson Evolution, go for it. Not only are you going to enjoy the basketball because it's got a bright color, it's going to help you kind of stand out, but surprisingly, if you ask, the pickup game, if they want to run with this, if you guys start dribbling it, they might want to run with it. So I know the price point is high. If that price point is just a little too high for you, obviously go with a cheaper option. There are a ton of other indoor basketballs that are great options, but if you're looking for something different, you're looking for something consistent, and you're looking for something of high quality, the Wilson EVO NXT or the new Wilson official NCAA basketball is the one that you're going to want to go with. I thought I turned those off. All right. As always, thank you again for watching. I love the comments. I love interacting with all you hoopers. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm not on there that often, but for those of you who ask questions, I love answering all the questions that I get on IG, so feel free to shoot me messages there or leave them in the comments. Until next time, hoopers.